Hey guys, welcome back to the doremicom Twitch whatever-ness. We're going to be streaming, and man, it's dropping frames, so Smurf, you're going to have to tell us how bad that drop frameness is.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some Age of Sigmar, and we're not using Age of Sigmar models. I'm not a fan. I wanted to kind of review this real quick. These are the Age of Sigmar models. Well, not that guy. Those guys, I just kind of, they're getting that name of Sigmarines, whatever. I just really like the aesthetic of the original Warhammer fantasy models, and so I asked John to just jump on this with me real quick because we played one game, and I wish I would have brought the image for it. I might post it. This video is going to eventually, this stream is going to eventually go over to YouTube, and I might use the image of the last game as the thumbnail. Incredibly close. Literally what was left was this plague rat, which we used as a dark seer, and one of the rat ogres that only had one wound left defeated John's giant who he had left. That was it. That was all that was on the board out of all these miniatures. And what we're going to do is just play this game, and we're taking these two sides. On my side, again, I'm going to have a Grey Seer as my leader, a giant, 3 rat ogres, and a contingent of 12 clan rats. On John's side, he'll be taking a giant. What do we call this guy? We'll actually run through the actual images. So I got clan rats on my side. I got the rat ogres, and we'll kind of go through this real quick to explain what some of these numbers mean. Grey Seer up front. Both armies have a single giant. John has a contingent of 10 peasant bowmen. He also has the General of the Empire on Imperial Griffin, who I have learned is just painful to play against. And he's also taking an Empire Battle Wizard. So both sides have 4 War Scrolls, and we're literally going to be rolling off right now to find out who goes first. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. I got a 3. John, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
Okay, so John gets to decide. Explain the rules about, okay, you won initiative, so...
Yeah. So for deployment, we're going to alternate back and forth putting down war scrolls. You're allowed to hold stuff in reserve. The only way to get it out of reserves is if you can summon it. None of our armies can do that, though, so holding in reserves means you just can't put it on the table. So I'll go ahead and deploy...
Actually, let's talk about these 2 pieces of terrain. Do we want to go ahead? Let's go ahead and roll and see if they do anything.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just roll 1d6, right?
Yep.
So I got a 2 for this one.
I'm trying to pull up the... Okay, you got a 6 for that one?
No, I got a 2.
A 2. Adds +1 to all casting and unbinding attempts if the wizard is within 3 inches of the terrain feature.
So adds +1 if what now?
If your wizard is within 3 inches of it, you get +3 to casting attempts.
Wow. Okay. And the other one got a 4.
4 is dangerous terrain. If you move a unit, every model in the unit has to roll a die, and on a 1, they're removed.
On a 1, they're removed. Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it's removed, not wounds. So if your rat ogres walk over it and roll a 1, they die.
Yep. All right. So I'm using 2 different infinity tokens right now to help me remember these things. All right. So, John, with that knowledge and you won initiative, what would you like to deploy first?
I'm going to deploy on the side of the board that you're actually on.
So down here?
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and drop my giant halfway in the middle of the table and as far up as it can go.
Okay. And just so you guys know, we're going to be playing the distance from the dice to this table edge is 3 feet, and side to side is approximately 2 feet and 5 inches. Deployment zones are still a foot though, because you just have to make sure that the distance between you and your opponent is at least 12 inches. Alright, so that's where I've deployed to John.
Yep. And then your deployment?
Alright, so my deployment, I will deploy my clan rats.
Can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah.
So stream quality looks good. I don't see any stuttering or anything like that. The only thing I am seeing is that my video is coming in choppy, but who cares about that?
Yeah. And I realize I actually have more than 12. I have 14. Okay.
All right. Go ahead and put my unit of archers 1 inch behind the giant. And do them 5 wide by 2 deep.
Okay. One inch behind.
Yep.
White paint.
Do you want them like literally in a block as much as possible?
5 wide by 2 deep. Yeah, keep them like
no distance.
Fantasy. Yeah.
All right. I deploy my grace here.
Okay. Go ahead and put my emperor or
The general.
general on a griffin. Because it's just I have the general and the wizard left, right?
Correct.
So go ahead and put the general an inch to the left of the giant.
So towards this place?
My left, sorry. So towards the camera.
Do you want the wingspan to count?
Yeah, let's do model to model.
Okay. So now it is a winch or an inch from wingtip to giant.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
Okay. I put my
And
giant
then go
out.
ahead and put my wizard. How far away is your wizard from my deployment zone?
Uh, 15 inches about, just shy of, between 14 and 15.
So go ahead and put my guy 19 inches away from your wizard. 18 inches away from your wizard. And then right next to the archers.
Okay. And the rat ogres.
And I finished deploying first, so I get to choose who goes first. I'm going to pick to go first, and I'm going to take my Battle Wizard is going to take the Final Transmutation spell.
Okay, so just so show one Final Transmutation spell.
Yep, it's 18-inch range. Your opponent picks a model in the unit and rolls a die. If you roll more than the remaining wounds on the model, it's removed from play.
Oh, wow.
And then in addition to that, he knows Arcane Bolt or Magic Missile and Arcane Shield.
Okay.
All right, so I will go first. The Giant will move... Ah, man, you're really packed in there. The Emperor and the Griffin will move to the hill that causes dangerous terrain tests and keep him 16 inches away from your giant if you can.
I'm
So,
really
16 inches? It means you're going to be way over
Yeah,
here.
so pivot him over there. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. In the hero phase, I gotta use spells first. Hold on. So hero phase, my Empire. Generally, Empire is going to cast the basic ability, command ability, Inspiring Presence on the archery unit, so they don't have to take a battle check. Battle check, whatever that is. Break test this turn.
Okay, hold on a second.
And then the...
Hold 1 second, John. I actually find the little gears that I got, the kind of the generic ones that are more used for War Machine, kind of work well here to... Okay, so
the archers won't take battle shock this turn.
okay.
Now my wizard will cast Final Transmutation, and it does have an 18-inch range, so I'm going to throw it onto your... How many wounds does your wizard have?
I believe 5.
Okay. Then I'll put it on your Rat Ogre unit.
Okay, I think they both have 5.
Let's see. The Rat Ogres have 4. But...
So the Grey Seer has 5 wounds.
Yep.
And the Rat Ogres have 4.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to go on the Rat Ogres.
Okay, so can I try to dispel?
Yep. So cast on a 6, and I roll a 6 exactly.
Okay, and I roll 2 dice as well, right?
Yep. I have +1 being within range of the hill, so I actually have a 7.
You are not an inch from the hill.
3 inches from the hill.
Oh, really? Yeah, you are.
Yep.
So unfortunately, I only roll a 6, so your spell does go off.
Yep. So now you roll a d6, and if it's greater than a 4, if the opponent picks a model in the unit, the result is more. Yeah, so it's got to be more than. So 5 or a 6 will kill a rat ogre.
This one back here.
Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Yep.
I don't know if
So
you
you're
can
fine.
see it. Can you see it?
I'm going to throw... Magic Missile on your giant.
Okay.
Get it with a 6.
Okay, I will roll 2 with mine to try to...
Yep.
So the 1 die fell off, but that's a 4. 5, so it does go off.
Okay. So D3 mortal wounds to your giant, and I get 3 wounds on him.
Okay.
And then I will cast the Arcane Shield on my giant. And you can still try to dispel this, and it goes off with a 7.
Okay, let's try to dispel this. Use blue dice this time. Nope, rolled a 5.
Okay. So then the giant has +1 armor save for this turn.
Yep.
Until the next hero phase. So then going into the movement phase, move my general on the Griffin up to 16 inches away from the giant, coming towards the camera. And then everything else is going to stand still.
Okay.
And I'm going to... are my Empire archers within 18 inches of your clan rats?
So this is another thing just for Smurf to know. Pre-measuring's allowed, and yes, you're at about 15 for the front, and not quite 16 for the back.
Okay.
Pre-measuring was around in the last edition of Warhammer, was it not?
It was.
Okay.
It was the last cannon effect in 40K that made GW change that, where you'd have one last cannon that shoots at 48 inches, and then the measurements for everything. So it just punished new players.
Ones who don't have last cannons?
Or people who don't know that trick or can't eyeball distances. Like, I know that the distance between my thumb and pinky is 9.5 inches, so... So I've got 9 attacks with the bowman. The marksman gets to add 1 to hit, so I'm going to roll him separately.
You have 10 archers.
Yep. The huntsman gets an extra to add 1 to all hit rolls. He rolls a 2 and fails.
Okay. Do you want to show the dice by any chance?
Sure. A lot of work.
Oh, sorry.
All right, and then 9 archers hitting on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Okay.
And 9, and then wounding on 4s. 3 wounds.
All right. So I got. They don't rend though, right?
They're not rending.
So my clan rats get. You said there were 3 or 4 hits.
3 wounds. 4 hits.
3 wounds. So got to make 6 up saves. And I roll at 3 2s. Got to get those bad dice rolls out. Okay.
Okay. And then that's your turn.
All right. John is leaving all the risk to me. I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So, I'm going to put the do not run. Oh, wait a minute. I have to roll because you killed some of my guys.
You do have to take a battle shock check on that. Yes. So what's your bravery?
I think the clan rat bravery is... Let's find out. It is a 4, so I lost 3. I'm looking for a 1. I rolled a 5, unfortunately, so that means
4 guys book it.
2, 3, 4. Not looking so good for the Skaven. So, let's go ahead and let's do some spellcast or command stuff and spellcast. That all happens at the same time, right?
Right, that happens in the hero phase.
All right, so let's go ahead and cast Vermintide on your archers.
Okay.
I need to roll, what is that, a 6? Yes, casting value 6. Okay, I rolled a 7.
Okay. And I am going to try to dispel it. I get +1 for being next to the rock. And I get a 4 and a 3, so I stop it with an 8.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cast the... I want to cast... Do I effectively get that magic missile thing too, right?
Yep, you get magic missile, arcane shielding, and then any spells on your war scroll.
Okay, so let's do magic missile on your mage.
Okay.
And it doesn't even go off. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
And now I'm going to try to get my clan rats to not run away. Except that's just a command, so I don't have to do it.
Yep, and you still have arcane shield.
And let's give arcane shield to the giant.
Okay.
Roll a 6. Wow, I'm rolling really bad.
And I roll an 11.
So nothing goes off for me. That's the way this rolls sometimes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the giant first.
Okay.
And let me change this up. Okay. So So sorry about being so long on the description thing here. Moves 8 inches, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and my clan rats are not going to bolt. Make sure I put that little thing down on them. They're going to move. They move 6 inches, I think. Movement 6. Yep.
Which is looks fine.
Yeah, it does.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you having fun?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm sure you're having fun.
Why?
Okay. The rat ogres are going to move.
Yep.
And they're just going to, I guess, run up the hill. They get the 6-inch movement as well. They get to fire, though, as well.
They do.
Well, actually, I should move my Gray Seer first.
Yes.
Alright, so the Gray Seer is moved. The rat ogres are going to fire on your battle mage.
Okay.
Okay. This guy that's back here, does terrain block line of sight if it can?
No, unless it's true line of sight. So terrain doesn't inherently block it. If he can't actually see me, he can't shoot.
He can't see you. Only those two will fire. Okay, looking for 5 up, and let me show you the screen real quick. Rat ogres, they have their warp fire gun, 1 attack, and to hit you see a 5+ to wound 3+ with a rending D3 damage. So I got 2 chances to get a 5+ first. Get back to the action. Rolled a 6 and a 1. All right.
So 1 hit.
And I need a 3 up to do damage. And unfortunately, I rolled 2.
Okay.
No bueno. And now I'm going to attempt to charge.
Okay.
So remind me again, what are the restrictions on deciding who can charge?
Okay, so you have to be within 12 inches of the enemy unit that you want to declare a charge against.
Okay.
You can't be within 3 inches of an enemy if you want to start a charge. And you have to be able to end your charge within half an inch of them.
Okay, so these guys, like I said, they're 3 inches apart. So what we need to do is I'm going to go ahead and charge the giant in.
Yep. And if you roll doubles, you fall over.
And I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So yay, I get in. But that was just, I am rolling so badly.
The dice are not on your side.
No, they are not. Now, do I have to assault with the rest, or do I do all the melee with him at this point?
You do all the charges first, and then we'll jump into close combat.
Okay, so I don't think I can get to your archers, but I want to see if I can have the clan rats charge your giant as well.
Okay.
And the closest one is 5 inches away.
Okay, so you need a 5 to make the charge.
I rolled an 8. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yep. So you definitely get in then. So now you move model by model 8 inches.
That muscle tone?
To get into base contact.
Is it required to,
I'm so far. I should have done the enamel.
You have an 8-inch charge that you can move them towards him. You don't have to get into contact with all of them, so if you can try to have a pile over into the archers, that's a totally legal maneuver.
Yeah.
I have some math.
If you have the range for it.
I want you to give everything a quick dash of it.
Okay.
Because that'll give us some.
Yay for just plastic models.
What is it? Put your spray.
Yes. The final one, matte finish. Don't use the satin one.
Yeah. He's right there on the edge. And that's all my clan rats.
Okay.
I don't think my Grey Seer can... he's not within 12 inches. Actually, he's in within 12 inches, but I have no bare spot to connect to with the clan rats. Let me zoom in on the action a little bit.
So you do have to get within half an inch to be successful on the charge.
Yeah, so
However,
there's no
the
way
next-
for...
Yeah.
So...
If for some reason you wanted to get him into combat, though, and you could end your movement within 3 inches next turn, you're considered into that combat.
So I only have to make the distance, not actually get there.
You have to be within 3 inches of any model in close combat to be considered in combat.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So I still gotta roll an 8.
So measure the distance for the rats and my archers, because I might be in combat with you right now.
I mean, you're within 3 inches.
Then we're in combat with the archers too.
Oh,
Okay. So do I pull the archers in? No, just
Nope.
wait at this point, right?
They, on their activation, they'll get a 3-inch pile in, or on your activation, you can move 3 inches in with the rats.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll to see if I can get the... Well, I can't move a second time with the Grey Seer at this point, right?
Correct. You can only declare a charge.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the action. It's gonna change perspective. I kind of want to show like the ridiculousness that is all this combat.
Yeah, and this is where the game is going to be over in 2 turns.
Yeah. And there's no way I can like lift this one cable. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Thank you, Reaper, with the dragon box. All right. So here are my clan rats. This guy fell over, but he's right there. He's within 3 inches of the archers. Giant to giant going on here. It's going on. Now I'm going to try to get this guy from way back here. And do I have to measure between him and this guy?
It's to the target that you want to make.
Okay, so it's 8 inches between him and the giant.
Okay, then you get to roll and see if you get into combat.
Rolled a 9.
Okay, so now you have 9 inches to try to get him into base to base. If you can't, you're going to end up within 3 inches of the combat. And then if you have a melee weapon that can reach, you can actually throw attacks.
Okay, so why don't I run him long way around, because then I'll still be within 3 inches.
Okay, because again, now you're going to get a 3-inch pile-in on your activation equipment.
And maybe that was the wrong thing to do, because he's a mage. I might have wanted to leave him out of the combat. But anyways, let's go ahead, and these guys are going to try to get into base contact with your battle mage for my last charge.
Okay.
They got to make an amazing roll. So they're 9.5 inches away.
So you need a 10.
So I need a 10. Come on.
Oh, well, 9.5, you need a 9, because you have that half-inch bubble.
And unfortunately, I roll a 7, so they're out of the
So
combat.
they do not move.
Okay, so now let's address combat. Now, this is an interesting thing. Your archers are effectively in combat. So, too, is your battle mage, I guess.
Yes, everybody there is in combat right